Ever felt mountains pressing down on you, like they're more than just rock? They're not just stone. They're ancient guards, holding a secret older than time itself under their weight. Down in the chasms, where light gives up, something's locked away. Not humans, not beasts. The Bible calls them sons of God, but these aren't harp-strumming angels. They brought chaos that cracked the earth wide open. So, who are they? Enoch calls them Watchers, 200 fallen ones, gathering on Mount Hermon, ready to spit in the face of God's laws. Their leader, Semyaza, stood tall, his voice booming. This world is ours for the taking. Beside him, Azazel, the one who forged weapons, his hands already gripping blades that would soon spill blood. These were heaven's watchers, meant to guard, to balance the stars and the dirt. But they said, nah. Their plan? Rule down here, snatch human lives, rewrite the world's story. They saw us, weak, mortal, huddled around campfires, and they thought, perfect prey. Up on Hermon, they made their pact, standing over fields and rivers, staring down at people who had no clue what was coming. Semyaza raised his hand. Azazel gave a nod. 200 voices swore together. Earth's power is ours. They stepped down, cracking stone with every move. Their shadows swallowed villages. People looked up, not understanding what had just dropped from the sky. The Watchers didn't bring peace. They planted seeds of ruin. First move, they picked human women, smashing the line between divine and mortal. And from that, giants, creatures with appetites that never quit. They devoured everything. Herds vanished, fields burned, human screams grew louder. The earth groaned under their feet. But the Watchers didn't care. They craved power, worship, control. Word is, God watched from above until he'd had enough. No more. Archangels descended, chains in hand. Those mountains, not just rocks, a prison, locking them deep. Enoch says they're still there, their will pounding against the stone, their minds clawing for a way out. This isn't some campfire tale. It's a story alive under your feet. That oath on Hermon, it changed everything. The world, humanity, us. Back when time didn't even have numbers, the earth was young. People built clay huts, lit fires under the stars. Then the sky shook. Genesis 6:1-4 lays it out. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took them as wives. That union, it cracked the universe wide open. The first link in a chain of collapse. Enoch fills in the blanks. These were heaven's watchers, meant to hang among the stars, not mess with us. Their job, guard the line between light and dark. Keep an eye on us, hold the world steady. But they wanted more. Semyaza rounded up 200 of them on Mount Hermon. His voice echoed. We can do bigger. Azazel was already forging blades, ready to slice through flesh. Barakiel peered into the stars, unlocking fates we were never meant to know. Kokabel mapped the heavens, twisting truth into power trips. Tamiel taught words that hid reality, sparking wars before they even began. Amaros whispered spells, waking shadows from the deep. They didn't come in peace. They came to dominate, to break God's rules. Their footsteps split rocks. Their presence darkened rivers and woods. People looked up, clueless about what was dropping from the sky. On Hermon, they swore, the heavens aren't our limit. Semyaza raised his hand. The rest echoed his vow. They took human women, smashing the wall between divine and mortal. Some greeted them with awe, others with hope. But the Watchers didn't bring blessings. They brought a curse, dressed up as wisdom. Enoch, chapter 8 says, Azazel handed out swords and armor, turning human hands into killing tools. Semyaza pulled poisons from plants, one drop, and life slipped away quiet. Barakiel showed how stars spelled doom, making people dread the sky. Kokabel drew maps for conquest. Tamiel lit the fuse of lies that broke families. Armaros called up spirits, and the dark answered with groans. Humans changed. The ones warming by fires grabbed spears, built bloody altars. Power shoved peace aside. Fear took the throne. That knowledge, it poisoned their souls. Then came the Nephilim. Enoch 7 calls them giants, ribs jutting like branches, yellow eyes blazing with hunger. They towered over trees, claws ripping bark, teeth crunching bone. First, the herds vanished, sheep gone overnight, fertile fields withered. People hid, but the giants tracked them down. When the food ran out, they turned on each other. Genesis 6:4 backs it up. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days. We're sticking to the text. Enoch just adds color. Fun fact. In the 1940s, Indonesia dug up bones of a 10-foot humanoid. In 1911, Nevada's Lovelock Cave coughed up remains over 11 feet tall. Could be Nephilim kids, right? Genesis 6:11. The earth was corrupt before God. People threw up walls, ran to the hills, begged for rescue. The Watchers, they gloated over their spawn. Azazel forged spears that smashed forts. Semyaza poisoned wells. Barakiel predicted tribes' downfall. Kokobo pointed out targets. Tamiel split allies. Armaros snuffed out light with darkness. But the end crept closer. Genesis 6:6. God regretted mankind, and the waters came. The Watchers felt the shadow of payback. God told the archangels, bind them. Raphael chained them up. Gabriel brought the heat. Michael cut through the lies with a sword. Enoch 10 says they were tossed into pits under mountains. Fire burns smokeless there. Darkness squeezes their minds. Rocks sealed them in. The flood hit the Nephilim. Water dragged their bodies into the deep. But their souls, some say they're still clinging to the earth. Campfire rumors, or truth the mountains keep locked up. Ever stood by a mountain and felt a pulse under your feet? Not a storm, not the cold, something in the ground, alive, thudding. You look up at those peaks and wonder, just rocks or guards of something we've missed? Enoch 18:6-9 says, I saw pits of darkness where mountains chain the Watchers. They once guarded the stars by God's throne until they got greedy and came down. Semyaza craved freedom. Ditch the heavenly leash. Rule us. Azazel lusted for power. His blades itched to shatter fates. They picked human women. Their call echoed across worlds. But their dreams turned to chains, burning them in pits where light can't reach. Mountains rose like a wall between their realm and ours. Raphael bound Azazel, buried his pit with stone. Semyaza screamed under Hermon, but the shackles didn't budge. Enoch 10 says, their bodies rot in darkness, fire without warmth, minds drowning in silence. They chased freedom, got eternity locked up instead. Their voices, knocks deep in the rock. Their presence, a chill sneaking up the trail. They're watching through the cracks, eyes hunting us. Those mountains, not just a jail, a dam holding back their power. And the Nephilim, their kids. Enoch 15 says, their bodies sank in the flood, but their souls became evil spirits. Giants with yellow eyes, claws tearing the earth. Gone, swallowed by the deep. But their shadows, they didn't vanish. They roam, where rocks meet the woods. In the 1980s, Syria's Homs Valley dug up a skeleton over 11 feet tall. Back in 1881, a shepherd in Austria's Leuch Valley saw a clawed shadow over his flock. Locals blamed wolves. But no paw prints turned up. What was it? In the 1920s, British naturalist Frank Kingdon Ward was poking around Himalayan plants in Arunachal Pradesh. He jotted in his diary, "Laughter from the bushes. Creepy stuff." In 1921, climber George Mallory, prepping for Everest, wrote about laughter drifting from the ridge. Then, in 1923, Andrew Irvine, before his Everest push, heard strange chuckles from the forest near base camp. His team checked it out. Found nothing. People have felt them for centuries. Under Ararat, they say. The watchers pound the stone. Their rage shakes the ground. In Tibet, monks hear howls from the chasms that freeze your blood. In the Andes, shadow steps rumble through the night. This isn't campfire folklore. It's echoes reaching for us. Azazel sharpens blades in his head. Semyaza counts the days. Their pits? Not the end. Just a timeout. Enoch says they're bound till judgment. Mountains have stood for ages, witnesses to chaos and the world's birth. They watched humans claw up from the dust, saw stars sketch out destinies. Enoch says the watchers, those fallen ones who ditched the heavens, are locked under their weight, in pits where time's stuck. Semyaza dreamed of an earthly throne, his voice demanding control. Azazel forged weapons that smashed the order, hands that once balanced the cosmos. Now they're chained. God saw their mess. Nephilim tearing the earth apart. People screaming into the night. Genesis 6:5 puts it blunt. The wickedness of man was great on the earth. God regretted it all, sent the waters, dragged the giants into the deep. But the mountains stayed, not as a memory, but as guards, keeping them down. Enoch, chapter 10. The watchers screamed from their holes, begging for forgiveness, but the sky stayed quiet. Their minds fester in darkness, fire burning without light. Their will scratches for a way out, but chains hold till judgment. The flood wiped that world clean. Giant bodies sank into the abyss. But the Nephilim, they didn't fully check out. Enoch says their souls cling to the earth, pounding the rock, waiting for their shot. People have felt them for millennia. In the Himalayas, storms snatch travelers. In the Alps, shadows stir in the gorges. In Tibet, voices from the chasms promise secrets that'll chill your blood. These aren't just tales, they're traces of what's still here. We're not making this up. Genesis 6:5 and 7:23 spell out the chaos and the flood. Enoch zooms in. The watchers are chained under mountains, waiting for judgment. The flood took the Nephilim's bodies, but Enoch 15 says, their souls turned into evil spirits. Mountains cage the fallen, while their kids' ghosts haunt the earth.